The Chamber of Commerce says there's a decline in retail, with more online shopping taking place and people having less disposable income because of the cost of living crisis. It says Main Street has not had a good summer, pointing to 9 vacant premises on Main Street alone. It stresses that fewer tourists are visiting than before the pandemic in 2019. The Chamber President says cruise liners are important.
Because obviously Gibraltar has physical constraints. But I think this year we are due to receive 180,000 cruise passengers in the year. Malaga alone in November, that's the month after next, will receive 120,000 in a single month. So that demonstrates that we are being missed out by cruise liners.
The Chamber considers tourism to be a good growth area, especially if there's a good UK-EU treaty.
The entry points, I think it's absolutely right that we should look good at the entry points and all over Gibraltar, really. We need to be attractive to the visitors, and also the local community will benefit from that. So, of course, we welcome the refurbishment of the cruise liner terminal and the land frontier in particular. And in some ways it's long overdue, although I would say that it's understandable that the land frontier should not have been done, given that we don't really know how that is going to pan out, if we do have an agreement or if we don't have an agreement.
The Chamber says Gibraltar businesses are importing less than they used to, meaning that the government is getting less import duty.
75% of government revenue comes from the private sector. And the private sector and all the operators in the private sector have to be successful and succeed in order for the government to sustain its expenditure and its investment in capital projects, for example, essential capital projects, for the sake of this community.
Writing in the Gibraltar Business magazine, the Chamber says the number of large projects being approved by the Development and Planning Commission is at an all-time high, asking, has Gibraltar reached peak development?
It's an awful lot of projects, and frankly, it'd be great if they all go ahead. I have my doubts that they all will go ahead. A lot will depend on the direction, the future direction of Gibraltar, also in the context of what sort of post-Brexit deal we get. But clearly, so much construction, whilst positive for the economy, both in the short and the long term, has also detrimental effects on the community and on
Quality
business and on visitors, because if Gibraltar continues or becomes a huge construction site, that in itself in the short term is negative. We're trying to attract visitors and also for all of us that live here.
The Chamber is meeting with the parties hoping to form government to discuss its ideas.